Hawaii.
Kona.
Yes. So yes, I think obviously most people coming out to Kona, you don't have that long before the race. It's very easy to literally spend all your time on the Queen K. But having been out here for a bit longer, I thought it would be helpful to give some thoughts around actually some of the other places you can train, because yeah, I've been super impressed by the training out here, especially the biking. So yeah, I wanted to kind of share some of the best sort of loops and roads that we've been on, and also some of the beaches we've swum at, and yeah, like just general places to train, so that if people are either out here for a bit longer or just fancy something a bit different from the Queen K, you've got some options basically. Starting with swimming, because we'll go in triathlon order. So we've been staying up in Waikoloa Village, and they've got an amazing little community pool. Like, little sounds a bit patronising. It's a 25-yard pool. It's run really well by John and Steve. You have to be staying in one of the houses in the village to get access to it, because it is a community pool. But yeah, it's usually really good. Like, you either have to be there before 8:45 or after 10, because they have aqua aerobics every day. But yeah, it's like, has lanes. It's not the fastest, as in like, it's not a super speedy pool, so don't go there trying to break all your PBs. But yeah, really nice pool, really well kept, super friendly community. There's obviously the pool at the aquatic centre in Kona. It's quite hot there and can get quite busy, so probably not my favourite pool, but also nice outdoor pool, can't really beat it. And there's some other pools dotted around depending on where you're staying. There's quite a lot of kind of more of the private pools, so if you're staying, I think, in the Maunalani community, there's like a 25-yard pool there. There's a school at Waimea that's got a pool, so that yeah, there's like options around. But yeah, I think my suggestion would be come stay up in Waikoloa Village and use this pool, because it's great. Ocean swimming, there's again lots of lovely ocean to swim in. Like the pier down in Kona is the obvious one, like you get to swim the course, there's quite often dolphins down there. I guess downsides are, as you approach race week, it gets busier, so there can be a bit of accidentally swimming into people. In terms of other great beaches we've swum from, probably the best one's been Hapuna Beach, which is a bit north of Waikoloa. But it's like quite, I reckon it's like a 500-600 metre beach, and it's in a really nice protected cove, so it's actually really nice swimming. Well protected, you don't get any big currents. So yeah, that would be my main suggestion of other good oceans to swim in. Not oceans, beaches to swim from. So obviously all the same ocean. Bike-wise, so the biking from here has been really cool, and there's some really great roads if you are off the Queen K. One of the loops that I've done quite a lot is going from Waikoloa to Harvey, but going up the, well, I've done it a couple of ways around, depends a little bit on the wind and what kind of session I've had. So you can either go down to the Queen K all the way up the racecourse to Harvey and then turn up the middle road. which has been quite good when I've had back-ended intervals, because coming out of Harvey, you basically have like a 20k gradual climb, and you then end your ride with the really fun bit coming down into Waikoloa. If you do it the other way around, you have like quite a lot of climbing initially, but then you have like the 20k descent down into Harvey, which is really nice. So yeah, that loop is roughly 4 hours-ish, depending on the wind. But yeah, you get these amazing views as you're going up from Waimea or coming back down the other way, depending on which way you do it, like all across down to the sea. Like you get quite high, you get up to about 1,000 meters. And the road surface, they've like literally just resurfaced that middle road going to Harvey, so it's like pretty nice. So that's one of my favorite loops. Other loops we've done from here, well, it's not really a loop, but we've obviously gone out up to Mauna Loa volcano. Again, just a really cool ride. It's like 60k climbing from here. Longer if you started at the bottom from like actual Waikoloa as opposed to Waikoloa village. But yeah, again, like really nice. The main road to get there, you have like, it's mainly a double road and you've got a good shoulder, so you feel quite safe on it and it's not too busy. And then you like turn off to get onto the volcano road, and it's like single track, perfectly tarmacked, really nice and quiet. You obviously get quite high. At the moment, there's lava flow that stops you 17k up, so you get to like 2,800 meters. But it's then like also a really fun descent back. So that's also a really nice route. On that route, if you're going to the volcano, you probably need a support vehicle or have carried a lot of water, because there's nowhere up there, anywhere near it, to buy water. So be prepared for that. Harvey, obviously, on that loop, the Harvey coffee shop is excellent and has refilled me many times, and they will happily refill your bottles with ice and water if you buy a little coffee. The other road that's also really nice is then the middle road that goes from Waikoloa to Kona. So like not the Queen K, but there's another road that goes down the middle. I guess the only note about it is that you don't have a very big shoulder, so probably not one to be riding side by side with someone. I'd say definitely not. And if it is busy, it can be, you don't potentially feel as safe as some of the other roads where you have the big shoulder. But I've generally found cars have been fairly good. Well, like if you're, I think on the Queen K sometimes, because there's quite a lot of people there, it can maybe feel like the cars aren't particularly friendly, but actually I think when you're off the Queen K it can be a bit better. Obviously there's always good drivers, bad drivers. But yeah, so that loop, and if you do that from Waikoloa and you go down, like either down the middle road or go down the Queen K and then loop it back up, that's about a 3.5-ish hour ride. So also quite a nice one. If you're staying in Kona, there's then also the ride going down to Captain Cook. Really, really lovely little bay. That's actually a really nice one for swimming if you want to try and see dolphins. But that's like a 2.5 hour kind of loop if you just ride out down south and get down to Captain Cook's. And that's probably it. Like the one road that I've not tried that I'd actually quite like to, so I have to come back and look at it. It's the one going round the edge to Hilo, down the side, because that's also like quite rolling and that side of the island's completely different. So running, yeah, I think run-wise, basically my main recommendation is there's one really good loop around Waikoloa that we spent a lot of time running on. It's like a 4k loop, undulating, it's got a like sharpish hill, like depending which way around you run it, but we've mainly been going anti-clockwise. But it's got a nice shoulder to run in. It's actually like half shaded. You usually get a nice sea breeze. So we've been using that for a lot of efforts. You can also run down to the beach by the Lava Lava Beach Club afterwards and get under the shower or in the sea to cool off a bit, which is good. And it's also very close to Island Vintage Coffee. So you can also end with a really nice coffee, iced coffee, obviously. So that's been the main run loop. There's then up in the village, you can do quite a nice loop with like a little bit of trail on it, like sort of 8-ish k loop that goes like round some of the houses, up over the trail. and back down. We also did, for our long run, there was actually like a really epic bit of road. We did like a bit of an out and back down by the Mauna Lani area of kind of going sort of from the middle. There's like a roundabout in the middle and you can go like all the way out down to the beach club, back in, down like a service road, well, up a service road, I guess, back and then back down to the beach, and you can do like as many out and backs on that as you need. And again, it's like a little bit of undulation, generally nice surface, pretty decent. And then if you're staying in town, obviously Leith Drive, good for like a flattish run. But yeah, I think like probably the one thing missing from running around here is lots of really good trails, but I think when you're coming up to a race, you probably like might be good to get more time on the tarmac anyway.